Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jared Glant on another episode of Young Hustlers. This is the Cardone Zone. That's where we do the show every Thursday at noon East Coast Standard Time. And the reason we do the show is so that we can help give you strategies, tips, and tactics to help you get some of that money. Right here, we are in, we're doing a lot of construction in the office right now. So we're actually in the 10X classroom. And today, I'm going to be taking you to school in the classroom. On the most powerful sales tool that you are not using. So we are in the middle of GrowthCon season. GrowthCon season is what we call it here. GrowthCon is our big annual event. Thousands of people, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, employees, the unemployed. I mean, basically anybody who's coming into an area of time of their life where they want to do better, they want to make more money, they want to be happier, they want to have it all, right? We do this event once a year where we bring all these people together from around the world and they converge on one spot. In this case, it's going to be Las Vegas, Nevada, at Mandalay Bay Hotel, to get 3 days of strategies, insights, tools, resources from some of the top experts in the world. So we got a laundry list of folks that we'll be announcing over the next few weeks. So far, we've announced Marie Forleo. She's a New York Times bestselling author of her new book, which is called Everything is Figure Outable. She's amazing, an amazing business coach. We also just recently announced Scooter Braun. Scooter Braun is a record label executive. He owns SB Productions. He's basically broke more artists in the last 10 years than anybody. Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Carly Rae Jepsen, to name a few. J Balvin, I think he manages him as well. So we're bringing these people because they have information on how to grow a business, grow a company, or to dominate the marketplace, and they're doing it with like current, relevant information, things that are actually being used in the marketplace today. And so it's an unbelievable event. Rick Ross is going to perform. We got some other stuff going on. Last year we had Snoop Dogg and Little John. So we do our best to make sure that this is not only informative and educational, but it's also fun. You get to network with a bunch of people and you get to get access to some really cool celebrities and performers. Having said all that, that is what you get. What we have the challenge of doing is putting 12,000 people in an arena. And for anybody who is involved in the event space, if you've ever been to an event before, getting the talent, easy. Putting together a great show, easy. Logistics of managing people on site, even that is easy. The hardest part about events is selling tickets. So no matter what curveball you get thrown, the hardest part of putting an event together is selling tickets. And so what we have to do is, over a period of like 9 months, we have to figure out different tricks, different strategies, different offers, different promos, different ways to engage with the customer so that we can get ticket sales moving. Because it's really hard to make a decision on something when you're 9 months out, 10 months out, and you can't even, you're trying to figure out how to get through the week, right? So we have to constantly be creative in how we're using different tools and resources that we have. And so today I am going to talk about the most powerful sales tool that you're not using. Now, we operate in a pretty heavy e-commerce environment. We do thousands of transactions online every day, books and audio programs and training programs and everything you can imagine, shirts and hats and wristbands and all kinds of stuff, right? So we are constantly trying to figure out ways and tweak ways that we are handling this digital customer. So we're engaging in text message. We're using messenger bots. We have live chat on our website. We're doing trying to video conference people. Text messages has been a big thing for us recently. But what happens is you start relying on all these pieces of technology. How can we communicate to people on the site? How can we, use emails more creatively? How can we put together this copy on this landing page or put a chat feature in here so we can engage with people on chat? Without fail, the number one tool that we have that gets the most results, that cuts the most time out of all the communication, the number one tool that we use is the phone. Now, if you are like in B2B sales, or you are you're cold calling face to face, you're engaging with customers in a different way. Like our sales team in there, we're constantly making phone calls all day, every day. If you're knocking doors, you're going out, you're knocking on a door, you're seeing a customer face to face. What tends to happen, and we're guilty of this, that's why we're talking about this, is that we start relying on text messages and DMs and Facebook comment engagement. We start engaging with the customer in all these ways, but we forget that by picking up the phone, we can move the fastest. And so for a lot of you out there who have web-based businesses, online businesses, my wife built a coaching business, and all she does is she messages people on Instagram. And I'm constantly telling her, I'm like, pick up the phone, get these people on the phone, like find a way to get into communication with them. And without fail, whenever she picks up the phone and she gets on the phone with somebody, deals happen. So do not run away from this thing called the phone. It's not going away, and it's a great way for you to get in front of customers. So the first thing that the phone does is it provides you with speed of communication. I can send an email out. I can wait for somebody to open an email. I can wait and see if somebody's going to click on the offer when they get to the page. But what I can also do is I can also pick up the phone. So like one of the things that we do with emails is, like, when we send out a bunch of emails, we look at how people are engaging with the emails. So if somebody opens the email, that represents more interest than somebody who doesn't open the email at all. They may see it, but they're not interested enough. Their interest level isn't high enough to engage with the email. So they go into like the bottom bucket. Somebody clicks an email, they open it, they're in that kind of that next level of interest. So we have a bucket for that. When somebody goes into an email, they click on the link inside of an email to see an offer, that's bucket 3 of interest. Now the higher the number, the more interest. And then the fourth bucket would be if somebody clicks and they abandon a cart. They click, they go to the page, they go to checkout, and then they abandon cart. So those are kind of our 4 interest buckets that we have. Now, what we could do is we could send emails and communications to the abandoned carts and try to capture that business back. But instead, what we do is to add speed to the process. The next day, every single person in the abandoned cart bucket gets a phone call, okay? The next bucket down from that, rather than, these are people that clicked through but didn't convert, rather than sending retargeting ads, which we do, and rather than sending additional emails, which we do, we put them into a phone call. Get them on a phone list and make a phone call. Why? Because I don't have to wait for them to see an ad that they're being retargeted with. I don't have to wait for them to get a follow-up email that I send that they're gonna open at 6 o'clock that night when it's 11 a.m. in the morning. It gives me speed. It gives me the ability to close the distance. Even when you're chatting with somebody on a messenger, Facebook Messenger, or DMs on IG, or email, whatever, like even if you're in communication, there can be gaps. And then words don't always communicate the right way. Like some of the offers that we have an offer right now. It's for all of our mentors. So if you're in the mentor program, we have an offer that allows you to basically guarantee your seat as part of the mentor program that we're doing. It's a 90-day program where Grant, me, some of the top experts that we have in our kind of our stable, we're coming on a call every week and we're coaching people, mentoring them through different life challenges, business challenges, goal setting, mindset, and then like into business tactics and strategies as we move closer to the GrowthCon. But the idea is that we're going to coach these people over a short period of time, 90 days, so that when they come to the event at Growth Conference, they've had all this prep work and all this coaching. They come, they get educated in a deeper, more meaningful way, and then they can go back into their business with a strong foundation, and they can get better results. So, like as we started packaging this program together, everybody got a free seat at the Growth Conference. We were giving them a free seat to the Growth Conference. So we have, 1,300 people sign up for this program. What we need to make sure of is that they're actually going to come to the conference, right? So we put a program out that allowed people to actually confirm or guarantee their seats. So the way that the guarantee worked is they had to either send a hotel confirmation that they were coming to the event, Number 2, they had to send us a plane ticket that they had purchased their plane ticket to go to Vegas. Or number 3, they had to finish the entire mentoring program. Okay, those are the 3 ways that you could guarantee seats. So we thought, okay, well, what if somebody doesn't know who they're traveling with, when or where? They're not ready to buy a plane ticket, they're not ready to buy a hotel, and obviously, if we're 3 weeks into the program, they can't finish the program yet. So we wanted to offer a way for people to guarantee their seat now so they could actually go into the section and pick the seat that they wanted to sit in. So we created a website, 10xgrowthcon.com/confirm. And this is the site where people could go and actually confirm their seat. Now the challenge with this was that a lot of people were going to this site, they were paying $495 to guarantee their seat, and they didn't know what they were getting. And so, I told Grant, I said, Grant, it didn't work because a lot of people bought, they didn't know what they were getting, and half the people we ended up having to refund because it didn't work. And he corrected me, he's like, it did work. We had to give people money back, but it did work. We created interest and for the people who were looking and confirming their seat. We found the people that were like, I'm coming to this event. So then what we had to do is we had to go back through, we had to pick up the phone, and we had to have a call with these people to figure out, are you confirming? Did you want to pick your seat now? Like, do you want to upgrade your seat? We had to get into communication with these people, and we already, for people that we had transacted on for this $495 confirmation, we had actually upgraded 2 of these people this morning to higher seat prices, or to higher a higher seat. So from to a VIP seat or a premier or diamond seat from their mentor seat that they had. So how did we figure all this out? We figured it out because we picked up the phone and we started talking to people. So like, for example, is Sherry, can you come here? I'm gonna introduce you to somebody right now. Do you have I'll let her speak into mine. You could just hold on to it. Oh. Maybe that's probably easier.
Okay.
Because depending on the dress. So this is Sherry.
Hi guys, what's up?
This is Sherry.
I'm actually watching your show back there.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
So Sherry is, she's in charge of our community. So she is the person who you're communicating with if you're a member of Cardone University or you're a mentor. She is the one who manages the Cardone U Connect community, which is where we have like 8,000 members of people who are like inner circle for Cardone. Yeah. She is the person that you're going to be seeing. So part of what she is going to be working on is she's going through the list of all the mentors, and she's going to be reaching out to call you to have you confirm your seat. We want to know if you're coming or not. So she's going to pick up the phone and she's going to start making phone calls. So if you get a call from a nice lady named Sherry,
hi,
this is her. And so she's the one, if you have any questions, if you want more information about the event, if you want to upgrade your seat, if you just want to figure out how to make sure that you have a seat and that it doesn't go away, this is Sherry.
Hey guys.
And she is the one that is going to be taking care of you. So if you are in the mentor program, you can email her at Sherry, it's SHERRI.
It's actually not. It's actually my first initial and my last name. SINNIS at grantcardone.com.
SINNIS at grantcardone.com. So SINNIS at grantcardone.com.
Email me. Love to talk to you guys.
Shoot her an email with your phone number, and she's going to call you, and she's going to help add speed to the equation.
And get you your seat.
And getting you your seat or getting you more information on the event so that you can come and enjoy us for 3 days. Thank you so much. This is Sherry. Okay, so the second thing that the phone gets you is it actually gets you confidence because it puts you into communication. So like when we start figuring like, hey, well, why are people putting a seat in their cart but they're not checking out? When we get people who are clicking through on links and they're getting to a web page but they're not converting, when we pick up the phone, we can contact them with speed, number one. Number two, we start getting confidence with what is out. So when we talk to somebody on the phone who read the email, great deal on GrowthCon seats, buy one, get one free right now, or buy a GA ticket for $297, which you can see our GA offers at 10xgrowthcon.com/GA special. Crazy deal there. 10xgrowthcon.com/GA special. I think we're going to put a timer on that page just for this show, so that once that timer expires, then how much longer we got? Maybe like 60 minutes or something like that. 10xgrowthcon.com/GA special. So that when we see people, they go to that page, they click a link in our email, they go to that page, and they don't convert, we want to know why. Now, we can speculate. We could go into A/B test mode and have to wait 3 days to get data on the color of the button or the content of the video or the heat map on the site. We could wait to do all that stuff, or we could pick up the phone and eliminate the time. We can add speed to the process. So what that does is it gives us confidence about where we need to go next. I'm trying to give you guys a behind the scenes look at how we start fixing things that aren't working the way that they should. Or if if you have something where you're just like, man, I know something's just not, sales aren't where they should be. Customers aren't purchasing as much of this as they should. We're not getting as many leads. Maybe you're getting leads on your website. We're not getting as much leads as I think we should. What you need to start looking through is how do I just get into contact with somebody who had the experience so that I can figure out what's out. Because you can speculate all you want, but until you look at something through the eyes of the customer and you understand their experience, you're never going to get an answer to your problem. You're going to create a lot of the wrong answers, but you're never going to get an answer to the real problem. But what happens is when you move into internet world, people end up shying away from the most powerful tool in sales, which is a phone. Number one, it gives you speed of communication. Number two, it gives you confidence. I know now what I need to fix. Number three, it gives me clarity in the communication that I'm having. Oftentimes what happens is people aren't doing the thing that you want them to do because they're confused. So if I don't know, I won't know what's wrong with the page and have confidence in that until I know what the customer's experiencing. I need to have the ability to clearly communicate with a customer so that I know what they're experiencing. And you can do that over text message. You can do that over DMs, but I promise you, it's going to take longer. If you've ever been, maybe you've had this experience before, where you start emailing back and forth with somebody, and then you're just like, I just need to pick up the phone. Have you ever experienced that before? Somebody was in my office and they were telling me that they ran a big company. We had a rule, if it required more than 2 emails, pick up the phone. Obviously something is getting lost in translation. And so the real purpose of this show is to make sure that this thing right here is something that you are still using as a primary sales tool in whatever business that you're in. If you have any qualms about picking up a phone and talking to somebody and having a conversation with them, you will have to settle for less than you're capable of, less than you deserve, less than your potential. Because of the power of this thing. Because of what it allows you to do in a very short period of time. Is it efficient if you're trying to scale a massive offer online? No, but you're never going to scale an offer of anything if you don't have confidence in the sales asset, website, landing page, ad video, and you don't have clarity in what the customer is communicating to you about their experience. You can't scale anything until you have those things in place. And so my message to you today is use this wherever possible. If you have a group of customers, people that have tried to do something with you before, pick up the phone. For example, one of the things that we do is if we are closing a customer, or we're trying to close a customer, we're doing a sales presentation, and they don't convert, the first thing we do is we have a manager call them, not email them, call them. Could they send an email? Sure. Is there a chance the email doesn't get answered? Yep. Is there a chance that the phone call doesn't get answered? Of course. But I know that the best way to get a feedback from a sales presentation, from a decision maker that my team did, is by picking up the phone and calling somebody. So think about what you get when you actually speak to somebody on the phone. You know, like, have you ever, like, this happens with my wife all the time. If you're married, you totally get this. Like, I'll say something via text, and then it gets taken the wrong way. I'm like, judging by the response that I got back, that was not how I intended this communication. So then I got to pick up the phone call. I said, hey, calm down. Step down off the ledge right now and put down the weapon. Like that was not how this was meant. Because you can't communicate via like text communication. Like, you can't communicate emotion. Like, I communicate in pretty short like sentences. Like, I'm short when I communicate via text. When I talk, it's different. And you can emote, and you can have tone, and you can do all those things when you're speaking to somebody. And sometimes somebody's communication to you can come off the wrong way too. Like, Glenn had a customer who misunderstood an offer that we had and was like, motherfucking, blah, 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 like blowing him up. At least that's how Glenn took it. So he's like, yo, man, this guy's pissed, right? So, like, how do we know if that guy's really upset or if he's just like, come on, man? We don't know. Got to pick up the phone and call him. So we pick up the phone, we make a call. Grant actually made the call. So why do you think Grant does that? Why do you think Grant picks up the phone and makes phone calls? Because he knows how powerful that device is, and he wants everybody in our web team to see the power of picking up the phone. Duran, my man, stand up, Duran. Where are you at? Is he here? There he is. I don't know if you can see my man Duran over there. No. But this guy's he's an email marketing guy. That's his deal. His deal is email marketing. He came to work here. He started seeing like all the deals that were getting made over the phone, and he's like, man, I want to make some money. So now he works as an email marketer from 8 in the morning until 6:30 at night, and then at 6:30 he turns on sales mode and he picks up the phone and he starts banging deals. He's working, you know, he's doing that every day now because he's like, dude, there's opportunity around here and I want to get connected to it. And he knows that picking up the phone is a way to collapse time and get into communication with people. If you have reservations about the phone, if you're relying too much on one thing, you are like cutting yourself short. You are selling yourself short. You are settling for less than you deserve. Particularly if you're in a business that relies on technology, like my man Cody Kearns. He has an internet marketing company. He helps people with Instagram. He helps market on Instagram, grow their following, grow their audience, grow their influence on Instagram. A lot of the stuff that they do is over DM because that's the primary communication platform. Will his business be more effective if he said, shoot me your number, let's jump on a call? 100%. That doesn't mean he has to communicate with every customer like that, but he should offer that as a method of communication. You should never rely on one form of anything. Never rely on one form of communication, never rely on one follow-up call, never rely on one deal in your pipeline, never rely on one offer, never rely on one of anything. So you need to figure out like which of these, like when you think about like email, personal visits, phone calls, DMs, text messages, social posts, comments, like handwritten letters, when you start thinking about all these different tools that you have of communication, which are you underutilizing? Everybody has their favorite. Everybody has their favorite. I use email more now than I ever have in my life. Like, because now I'm communicating with all these people, and sometimes it's just not effective to pick up the phone, but that doesn't mean I won't pick up the phone. So you have to like look at, like take an inventory of how you're communicating with people and know that the phone is the most powerful sales tool that you're not using because you're relying so much on email, text messages, and social media, DMs, messages, messenger, blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you, this is from personal experience. We've been going through it the last few weeks. We've made a commitment to shifting this. It's working already. Even us, we're focused on this all the time, every day. We teach people how to do this. And even for us, we start getting loose on execution. So we got to bring it back together. So just like the way we brought the team back together today and we reminded of the phone, I'm coming here today to bring you back together and tell you, pick up the phone. Thank you so much for being here today. This is Young Hustlers. Remember, remember, 10X Growth Con's coming up. We're less than 100 days out. Marie Forleo, Scooter Braun, Rick Ross. Dude, we got some crazy people that we're working on. I'm just telling you, over the next 6 weeks, we're going to be announcing a new speaker every week, and I'm telling you, seats are going to sell out fast. This is the most money we've ever spent on talent. Billionaires, people that have been involved in some of the, like, where's Alan at? I don't even know how to tell you how crazy this one speaker that we have coming is going to be. I mean, it's like, you're probably not going to know, but when you hear about his story and what he was involved with, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I got to hear what this person has to say. So we're super excited. 10xgrowthcon.com. Right now, if you go to 10xgrowthcon.com/GA special, crazy deal, 10xgrowthcon.com/GA special, insane deal to get you GA seats to the conference. It's our best deal that we have published right now. Check it out. We're probably going to be announcing somebody for the conference either this afternoon at 5 or tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I want to see you at the 10X Growth Conference. This one will be our best one yet. You better be there. And you know what? We might just pick up the phone and give you a call if you click on one of our ads, you go to the page, and you don't convert. So remember, the only people who condemn the hustle are the ones who've already given up on the hustle themselves. We will see you next week on Young Hustlers.